Well, it looks like for once I'm in agreement with YouTube. So yesterday, of course, was my every 2 weeks you get to go to the doctor, and I'm in pain today, but that's okay. So I get some comic books to read while I'm not able to do much walking. But hey, here we go. So I wanted to do a live feed, and then I'll post this like in review or rewind or whatever you want to call it on Saturday. But I picked up quite a few wonderful comic books yesterday from Buried Under in Wilmington, North Carolina. If you're ever in town, that's the place I like to go to get older stuff. They have no new comics except for whatever people trade in. They're not a new comic store. They also have toys. They have a lot of new stuff. He just expanded into the other half of it. I'm like, wow. So a lot of really cool stuff. First off, sorry, I didn't realize my voice was going to be like this. I haven't talked much, today. Also, I did not, I had allergies. I had the windows down going up and back because, number one, I have no AC. Number two, it wasn't hot, so it was perfect for having the windows down. So 2 reasons why I've gotten a whole lot of unair conditioned air. And if you do are a person like me and you suffer from allergies, stop using air conditioner all summer long. It's my mistake. Usually I don't have allergies, but I was in air conditioning all summer, unfortunately. So let's get back to the comics, because that's what we came here for. We want to see something live and amazing. So with these comics, I got 2 different piles here because I feel like I'm having to stretch like 1,000 feet to get to the comics. Even on this angle, anything that's like this long, like 11, 12 inches, whatever, it's just not going to fit in frame sideways. And I hate doing it like this. But I'm also realizing that more and more people are using their phones to watch videos than they are computers or TVs. But let's go ahead and look at what we got. So for the very first comic book you see here, it's Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham, number 8. I can't wait to read this one. I vaguely remember having it as a kid. Back when I was around 10 years old, 1986. Well, I was wrong. I swear I thought I was in the apartment whenever we had the, if I got my first issue of Spider-Ham. It may have been like a one-off thing or something. But this is number 8 from 1986, actually. Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham. So I was really hesitant to ask him because there was no price on it, on the front or the back. And he looked it up and he said, it's only $3. And I was like, oh, well, that's fair. I mean, me, I would rather have 50-cent comics, but I'm like, you know what? I know the movie made Spider-Ham, I don't know if you want to say more popular or just something that went from unknown to known. I've always known about Spider-Ham since the very first time he appeared, at least that I can remember, back around 1980-ish. I swear it was the first time I ever saw one. I think it was Marvel Tales. It was a one thing, and then they decided to make an ongoing series under Star Comics. I think he also appeared in the back of Spider-Man before he got his own comic book. One of the Spider-Man titles, Marvel, I think it's Marvel Tales, Tales. But I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I used to read these, and evidently somebody liked it so much they had it on their wall. They have a little tack through there. But yes, I'm a huge Spider-Ham fan, not because of the movie. I'm not one of these newer fans. I've always liked Spider-Ham. And I like the Captain America, Max Keto, and all the others. I have a whole bunch of these. Now, he said, are you sure you want to get like just certain issues? Because it's one of those stories you have to read from beginning to end. I'm like, I know there's not much you can do about, hey, somebody just joined. So, if you want to join the conversation, I'll try to read the camera as well. But for $2 each, and also, even if I have, like, I didn't do a great job, I realized of putting down on my little book. Oh, I should have brought my book over here and showed you of which ones of these that I need for my collection. I only have a few. I used to have a lot more back in the 90s, but when I was going through them, I was like, oh, I remember this issue. Oh, I remember this issue. And I have enough of the knowledge of the story that I think I should be fine reading these. So this was Robotech 2, The Sentinels. Obviously, it's book 1 because it doesn't mention a book on here. Number 9, Under Eternity. And then we have, this is where I was reading a lot when I was a kid. Robotech, the Macross Saga, number 6 for just $2. I mean, that was a great deal, I think. And it's a beautiful cover. I don't remember having this particular issue. And back then, they didn't have variant covers. That drives me crazy with modern comics. They have all these variant covers. And it looks like it would be a wraparound, which I am tempted to find out because Comic Co I don't want to say they're famous for their wraparounds, but they did do them. Yes, it is. It is a wraparound, and it's in its own plastic. So it's a wraparound, and I begin to wonder if all of them are. If they are, this cover alone to me is worth the $2. So, as seen on TV, it slices, it dices, it makes curly fries. I also got Robotech to the Sentinels under the Eternity brand, number 3. But this is an illustrated handbook, so it's not much of a story on that one. $2, sure. Robotech 2, the Sentinels, book 2, all new story and characters. Eternity. So I may not know some of these characters. Some of them look kind of familiar. Oh, I definitely have one with this guy in it. Robotech 2, the Sentinels, number 8, and this is from book 2. So it goes with that book. I'm about to say, wait, is that book 8 also? Book 9. I don't know if I said book 8 a while ago. So at least I got 2 back-to-back stories. Alright, then we get to the stuff that's my bread and butter. Now, I know I've already given away some of my Infinity Incorporated comic books to one of my friends who likes DC Comics, but golly gee, Bertha, I know and I've read this one. I had this one a long time ago. I don't have it currently in my collection, so with it being a number 1, being $3, being an incredibly awesome cover, it really reminisces that first All-Star Comics when they were all sitting around the table, which actually, is that the one? Yep, I have it right here. Ironic that I would say that. I forgot about it being right here. It's right on the end of my book cap. It's such a beautiful art piece. So it's trying to make it like this is the next generation of Justice Society America. This is one of my few big books, and you see in the back, Shazam is a new one I just got. So I need to find a place for it, because I like to have them as art. And they fit perfectly on there. I have tube shelves, and they make a perfect in-cap art piece. So Infinity Incorporated number 1. I've already read it, but I definitely love having this particular issue. Justice Society of America and the All-Star Comics. This is when they rebooted or they kept the numbering, but it was like 40 years later, back in the 70s. I had quite a few that they already have. This is the only one that they had that I did not. I think it's number 68. This is when they cut off the cover too close. This happened quite a lot. So I think it's number 68. Ironically, I did not have this particular comic before. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Then we have, I know I've seen a video with Metarog talking about these. I was like, wow, it's only $5 and it's got 5 stories. If this comic book was on the shelf today, number 1, it would be banned because it's talking about the Star of Bethlehem. At least it looks like on the front. It's a holiday special. But also, it would be way more expensive than $1 or even $5. That many pages in a comic today would probably be at least, well, if it was one of those Walmart things, it'd be $5. If it was a bookstore, comic book store, it'd be about $10. So I'm looking forward to reading that with the Christmas holiday coming up. This next one, I don't read a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy. I've read a few in the past. The one with Wolverine on this cover, his bones at least. I thought that one was really cool. The only reason I picked this one up is because it's the 31st century. There shall be a Phoenix. I'm curious about what this is going on. I was tempted to get World of Mutants Part 2 and Part 1. I kind of wish I did, but I'll be fine. I just wanted to definitely get this one. I think that's a really cool cover. I think it's a really interesting. I don't know if it's her great-great-great-grandson or if it's just some random person. That's what I hope to find out. And then these are all the full price that you see on the covers, except for this one. This one was $3 for the World's Mightiest Mortal, Shazam. This is based on the TV show, at least the cover is. The TV show back when I was a kid, and some of the parts inside. The comics, I think they're reprints. I didn't look at it carefully. But it's got the old numbering system out the bottom. 1951 Fawcett. So yeah, it's a reprint from the Fawcett, even before DC got Shazam. And I now have another one of these big oversized books. The next comic books are actually half the cover price. And some of them I'm like, you know, I didn't put any of certain ones on my list at all. But I can't leave them there for $1 or 50 cents. So for $2, we have the Great Gazoo. I only have one Gazoo, and I know this one's not it. So look at that hippie. It's like the Fred Flintstone from the past, Gazoo from space. They run into a space I don't know if he's a caveman or just a hippie with torn out pants. That's groovy, very groovy, man. The Pink Panther, $1. Pink Panther, if you don't know, is originally a French cartoon. When it was brought to America, they didn't need to change too much because the cartoon with just the Pink Panther, not the inspector, didn't have any words. And so it was a fairly easy fix. They just dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. That's all you hear throughout the entire cartoons. It was so popular, of course, that Gold Key made comic books of it. And everybody loves Pink Panther. For $1, I can't leave that there. Another $1 comic. These are all half price because they were in the box that were, like last time, he still had the price sale going on. I was like, yes. $2, it became $1. Daffy Duck, all you can eat. So, he didn't have a big bill, did he? All right, we got Super Goof. This is another $1 comic. I've seen a few things with Super Goof as far as cartoons. I think it's been so long, it's hard to remember. The Pink Panther for $1, another Pink Panther comic. We also have Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. We have the Huey, Dewey, Louie, Donald, and that's not Woody Woodpecker. It's just a woodpecker. That was 50 cents, which is cover price. And it's a Whitman. Whitman were one of the biggest suppliers of my comic books because I got a lot of mine in a bag that had 3 comic books in it. So I wonder what this numbering is because it's not number 490. I doubt it seriously. But I don't know though, maybe. Here's another Whitman, Looney Tunes. So we have Disney and we have the opposite side, the WB, Warner Brothers. So 2 opposite companies were being published by the same publisher. I think these were actually Gold Key reprints, but I'm not 100% sure. 50 cents, you can tell it's a beater, but a beater is a reader, and I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, it's got to be pristine. No, if I have a comic book's pristine, it kind of stresses me out because I keep it pristine. When I was a kid, I used to be careful about that spine. That spine's so ticked up, I had to worry about nothing at all. Tom and Jerry is another comic book. Like, I don't have any on my list of Looney Tunes, Walt Disney, or Tom and Jerry because it's one of those things that's just, there's so many billions of them. There's no possible way to know. I would just have to put the ones I have versus the ones and then you don't, when you look at this also, this is also another 50 cent comics. There's no way of knowing the number. That's why I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go and get it for 50 cents. If I got it already, so be it. I don't think I do though. This cover is the strangest Mighty Samson cover I have ever seen. It was a $1 comic, so sure. I don't know what's going on. It's a strange and furious battle explodes in the skies of Inyark. It's weird. It's truly strange. It's like a flying, like birdwing bat cat thing, whatever. His umbrella, something on his back. It's like he's wearing a pink skirt. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's really strange. And then the last $1 comic is a beautiful painted cover. I just realized that now Bub's gonna pop out of nowhere and go, haha, that is a cover for me. But I know. It's a really awesome looking shark, Trag and the Sky Gods. We got 2 women. One's almost drowning. She's, unconscious or going unconscious. Another woman swimming, and then we have Trag. I don't know much about Trag, but it's a beautiful painted cover, and for $1, I mean, why keep it? Why not keep it in York? Yeah, I know it may be like in New York, because it looks like he's in the Macy's Saint Parade, or Macy's Day Parade, or whatever it's called. Sorry, I didn't see anybody talking until just now, so I hope I didn't miss the other comments. I'm used to it being the other way, so it's at the very, very bottom on this version. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, maybe he got into New York's parade or something, and it just got weird, because, the parade always has Santa Claus in it. So, in York, it may be his way of not understanding what they're saying when they say New York. And, of course, this, again, Trag and the Sky Gods is the last comic I got from there. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Which one's the best one you want to read? Which one do you want to see read? Or which one would you want to read first? I'm kind of honestly going with Spider Ham. I'm really curious about this. I know it's probably going to be a bad read. I don't know. Because nobody talks about Guardians of the Galaxy from this era. I'm going to, even though I'm tempted, I'm going to hold off on this until December. And I'm kind of curious to see what these are. And of course, I don't know. So probably my first period will be Spider-Ham because that's going to be fun. This one because I'm curious. But then I'm going to be afraid, what if I really like it and I want the other 2 issues that go before it? And then these are all also, I think these are black and white, if memory serves me well on these. Because I have some of these. I mean, I think I've already talked about them before. So I want to see if this is a wraparound cover too. Because nope, it's not. What's the robot one? It's Robotech. This one, Robotech. Yeah, it's black and white. That's what I remember them being. But I think before, let me see. Like the very first ones that came out were obviously ones to coincide with the cartoon. I don't know if these are black and white. Like I said, I can't remember. I got these back in the, originally I got these back in the, oh, it's another cover inside of a cover. So, okay, it's color. So back when they were running on TV and becoming really popular, they went with color. And then with the lesser known stories, I guess they just, people weren't going to be like, oh, you know, let's keep on reading Robotech after it's kind of not on TV anymore. Maybe that's what they did. I don't know. It is one of those things that I would like to find more information about, maybe. But color, because this is definitely based on the TV series. It may even be like this is episode number 16 or something or whatever. This is black and white. It's based on the Robotech, but I think they just didn't have the budget to get colorists in. Also, it's 2 different companies. That couldn't be a big portrayer or whatever. All right, well, anyway, thanks for those who joined me and watched. If you didn't catch all of this and you want to catch it again later, check it on the rewind. I'll post it on Saturday at some point. Seems like I post my rewinds of these on at like 10 a.m. or something. That's Eastern time. That's on God's time. All right, y'all have a great day, and catch you on the next one. Like I said, I go every 2 weeks, so I guess the next one's in November.